Since the launch of World of Warcraft, people have been farming gold to buy consumables, gear, epic riding, and even power leveling. One of my favorite ways to make gold is by grinding mobs in the open world. There are a few locations I'd like to bring you to show you where I like to make this gold. Real quick, before we get started, I'd like to thank you all for recently subscribing. We've gained over 100 subscribers on the channel recently over the last few videos, and I can't thank you enough. Now, if you haven't subscribed and you don't want to miss out on weekly content, don't forget to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Anyways, let's get onto the grind spot, shall we? Now, the first spot is in STV. PvPers beware. Now, there is two locations, though. Some that are out in the open and some that are in a cave. The cave mobs, in my opinion, are better because they're higher level and they're a little more secluded up and tucked away. And also there's a chance at ore spawns, incentivizing those having mining. With phase 2 here, NG mats at all levels are worth pretty penny right now. The nice thing about these mobs is the grays that we're after are super stackable, so we can stay here for some time. Not only that, but there's loads of greens, and if you're lucky, a blue or even maybe an epic. They fall over quite easily too at max level, but can be farmed at the same level for XP and gold for a mount. Skinners have a small increase in profits due to heavy and thick leather. Even if vendored, it adds up quite well. I know on launch, I went back at level 40 till I was about 41, and I was able to grab my mount thanks to these guys. Moving on to the second spot, I bring you guys over to Ajara. Now, this is kind of 3 farms in the one zone. So this first spot coming up is in the north, where these Legashi rogues and Hellcallers can spawn. They drop valuable items, some patterns, and you can also farm cloth like Runecloth and Felcloth. It's also a lot less farmed out than the Jadefire run in Felwood. Unless you're there to get tubers or songflower specifically, I'd recommend this place actually over Jadefire run in Felwood for Felcloth any day of the week. Plus, the Purple Lotus have a chance for Wildvine, which is booming right now. It's secluded from just about everyone and kind of out there, so do clean out your bags before heading out. The second spot in Ajara is down by the beach. We're looking for the big mouth clams. Now, I'm going to stop this one right now. If golden pearls are dog water on the server and not worth over 30 gold apiece, then it's not even worth farming these guys. But do check out to see if winter squid is worth anything on the server, because guess what? You're right near the Bay of Storms. And from 12 to 6 p.m. server, you gain a boost at catching the winter squid. It goes up to 33%. So bring your best fishing pole and get to casting. Skill 205 plus is needed to fish in the water, but much high is needed to not fail. So bring that big strong fishing pole and good lures. Now, moving on to one place that I find doesn't get mentioned enough, and that is Skulk Rock. Maybe safe for those later hours or even the early hours of the day, potentially even an AFK farm. You can find ghost mushrooms and mining nodes aplenty here. Rogues and druids absolutely love this cave, but I really just like clearing the cave out on the warrior. You get loads of vendor junk, scum-covered bags that have mid-level herbs and potions for all, so you can just chuck them on the auction house or vendor them. We'll say it's a great cave, but on a PvP server, you're likely to come into contact with someone at peak hours. But when done at the right time or on the right layer, this cave has a lot of potential to make a lot of gold per hour. Not much else I'll say about this spot. Just keep circling the cave inside, and you should reap the rewards quite well. Big thing we're looking for here, ghost mushrooms, the mithril, there's thorium, and those ooze mobs for gold. Now, we all know this spot. We all love this spot. Warriors, say it with me. I need to go grab a void buff. Yes, that's right. We're headed to Blasted Lands. This spot is a great spot for vendor grays, as well as selling some of the common items that are used for the quest on the auction house for people that generally raid log. Now, if you have herbalism and mining, you're in luck, as there are loads of Grom's Blood, Fire Bloom, Mithril, and Thorium out here. Mobs we want here are basically any of the wildlife in this zone. The boars, the hyenas, the scorpids, the birds, and even the random wretched-looking little scrawny guys. You want to kill those. The drops from the wildlife are used in multiple different quests that are powerful for raiders. Some are cheaper than others, of course, but we just want to kill it all, especially if you have skinning. Now, keep an eye for Imperfected jewels. That can be traded in to an NPC for a repeatable quest. It gives a little bag with a green in it. I've heard epics can come from the big one, the perfected jewel or the pristine jewel, but I've only heard that Teramis is the only guaranteed mob to drop this pristine jewel. I've seen people on the forums talk about random mobs dropping the pristine jewel, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a zone drop for both, the pristine jewel being way more rare, but it is a nice little bump in vendor gold. Sometimes though, when I clear this zone out, I make my way back to the turn-ins, and I may poke my head over to the Swamp of Sorrows. If you find those pesky little fucking green whelps, do kill them for their flame sacs. From time to time, I like bouncing in between this and the last farm to mix it up. Small flame sac is in high demand because of the raid consumable it provides, Dragonbreath Chili. It's also worth noting that if you buy the small flame sacs for less than the Dragonbreath and make it with cooking on reset days, it sells handsomely. The recipe is found on 3 different vendors, but can be bought on the auction house for cheap. As of right now, if you bought everything, it's a 4 silver profit on my server. But it's really up to you if you want to flip this on raid days or just sell the flame sacs as is. Now, this last place isn't really a kill mobs the whole time. This is more for when you really want to chill out. Maybe some of the other grind spots are all really cooked and all layers are pretty toasted. Now, this is the coast of Feralas Fishing. This place has a lot to offer as a grind spot. Small elemental mobs that drop venerables, that are on a repeatable quest. Mithril brown trunks are some of the greatest little surprises while fishing the pools down the stretch of the coastline as well. Grabbing the 2 quests that are repeatable, even if you did them while leveling, are super useful to zap the big elites if they get near you. I find mostly people leveling will clear them during peak hours, but when you're all alone, it's best to have it with you. Do remember, if you do grab the quest, not finish it and leave and come back at a later date, anything after 2 hours, that zapper disappears. So drop the quest and go pick up another zapper. It's happened to me in original and it's happened to me recently as I just started leveling my fishing. Pools we can fish from here are Stonescale eels, firefin snapper, and also floating wreckages seem to spawn here quite a bit. For seeing pools better, try turning your graphics from low to fair. It helps a lot personally. Alright, now I know I said the last one was it, but I have one more quick little gold method that I like to share with you guys that's AFK. If you have plenty of AFK time, I recommend this. Turn mageweave cloth into bandages or even silk cloth into heavy bandages. By turning them into bandages and vendoring them, they can be quite a decent profit. People are constantly buying boosts from mages and putting the cloth on the auction house to salvage some of the money that they spent on the boost. They don't have first aid, so what do? They chuck it on the auction house for any bit of salvageable price, and what you can do, as long as it's under a certain value, and that value would be 4 silver. Anything under 4 silver, you are profiting coppers per craft. Now, it takes 3 seconds per craft, and it is very AFK, but it's how I made my first 100 gold for my mount on my level 40 warrior. I really recommend only making normal mageweave or even heavy silk bandages. Do not make heavy mageweave. It is a vendor loss of 2 silver. You will completely lose all the gold that you tried to make. Now, these gold farms don't make you rich in 1 hour. They're meant to help you amass wealth over time. They're consistent, 40 to 75 gold an hour, minus the bandage one. And let's be real, TBC has some time left here. Perhaps you want gold for BWL for that big Thunder Fury, or AQ patch as well. You have time. Take advantage of these spots, and over time, you will coast comfortably into TBC, ready to fly right away at 70. Let me know how much gold you plan on bringing into TBC. Do you know of any other grinding spots that you want to share? Chuck it down in the comments below. If you want to check out some other gold farming videos, check the comments section below and the description of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe for weekly WoW videos leading up to the re-release of TBC. If you ever want to catch the stream, my Twitch is in the description below. And don't forget to join the Discord to be notified whenever I go live or a new video comes out. And until next time, take care.